The following podcast may contain adult language and an abundance of Chet Chet.
Chet Chet Chet.
So get ready, nerds, because we're talking C, Season 2, Episode 5, The Dinner Party. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for joining us on another episode of the Salty Nerd Podcast, C, Season 2 edition. And we're talking about Episode 5 today. I am surrounded by my fantastic panel of nerds. The man who smells like peacock feathers and horse shit himself, Matt Vader 74. Welcome, sir.
Market that stuff.
That's a good cologne.
That's
a good scent. It's a good scent. Apple TV scent. Also, ambassador of estrogen. And
ambassador of what?
I don't know what I was going to say.
Ambassador of Chet Chet.
Ambassador of Chet Chet.
Chet Chet Chet.
Welcome, Jude. How are you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good, good. And the producer of the show, Matthew Kadish. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. I can't wait to talk about this episode and everything that was pulled out of it.
God dang, dude. I'm drinking hot coffee and you're talking about pulling out of things. That's not cool. You just about had to buy a new microphone.
All right, guys. Spoiler warning from here on out. We're going to be talking about this show. We're going to dive deep. Before we do, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back and we'll get into it. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, if you like our show, if you love what we do here on our channel, go to saltynerdclub.com and join our club membership. There you will get exclusive access to a ton of content. We're talking 4 exclusive podcasts every single month where there's movies that we do not release to the public. It's just for club members. This is where we are going to be our most raw, unfiltered selves. We can say whatever we want. We don't have to worry about being taken down off of YouTube or getting taken down off of Spotify or Apple or any of those tech overlords. And you will get access to our Discord app along with a huge backlog of members-only content that we've been building up over the past 2 years or so. There's a ton of good stuff in there, and you guys can join our fantastic community that we have, and you can let us know what you want us to watch. We are doing a Patreon-only episode coming up pretty soon where they picked all 3 movies for us. So join the club, join the membership, and you can get fantastic things in return and join a great community.
We should also point out that this month, the patrons get our exclusive Foundation recap. So if they are Apple TV subscribers and watch and see, we're going to be doing the same thing we do for this show, but for Foundation.
Yep, 100%. That's all members only. That's our first member only show. It's going to be Foundation. We're going to lean on that and get nitty gritty with the Isaac Asimov. So
it's going to be good.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Totally. Yes.
That's not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say, I believe. Yeah,
that's
you
all,
make a very
folks.
good point, sir.
Just roll the credits.
Well, yeah, we really like our Apple TV here, don't we?
Well, yeah, it kind of. They're putting out some quality products.
They are.
Yeah, and no one's talking about it.
Yeah, it's weird.
I know.
It's because it's Apple.
Apple.
There's probably like a subculture of people that are just like, don't let anybody else in.
I know, right?
And they all talk, and there's like millions of people in there.
You know what's ironic though is like Apple devices are the most expensive, and yet Apple TV is the cheapest of the streaming services.
And they have the highest quality shows so far, as far as production value goes.
The Apple TV shows probably aren't being made by sweatshops full of 8-year-old children in China. So
Certainly hope not.
can be canceled.
Save it for the Patreon.
No sponsorship for you. All right.
There goes that.
That being said, we are definitely not sponsored by Apple, but we are going to talk about this freaking awesome show. Matthew Kadish. Yeah. Matthew Kadish.
We need booze. I have no booze.
I'm stumbling over my own words.
Completely sober too.
Completely sober.
Apple TV, if you want to sponsor us, we'll stop saying shit like that.
Oh, we'll totally show for you.
Maybe. Anyway, all right. Season 2, episode 5, The Dinner Party. Matthew Kadish, take it away. What is this episode all about?
I just want to say that this was the most hilarious episode of the season so far. For me anyway.
I did laugh out loud a few times.
Yeah. Okay. So the episode opens with Queen Kane receiving delegates from other villages in the kingdom who are pledging soldiers to her war on Travantis. Later on, Magra pleads with her to engage the Travantians in peace talks, and the queen reluctantly agrees, but on the condition that she receive a formal apology and reparations for destroying Kanzua, effectively undercutting the peace talks before they begin.
What a savage. All right. First of all, I just got to say something. It was one of those like kind of inner monologue chuckle moments where like Queen Kane is up on her little spiral staircase. She's like, Lords and ladies, thank you for joining us today.
You really like to do her.
I'm terrible. You're better at it than I am. And she's sitting there and the camera's focused on her. And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, this is like the Great Hall in Game of Thrones where they have the big throne and there's like all these lords and ladies standing there and it's a full packed house, right? No, there's like 4 people in the audience.
Yeah, and it's on a spiral staircase.
Yeah, it was like I was looking at it, I'm like, why aren't there more people in this room? Like she's like addressing the room as if she's addressing this huge amount of people. Maybe she thinks there's more people than there
First
really
of all,
are.
she's the queen and she hates people. So if she doesn't want to be in a room full of stinky bodies, she doesn't have to be.
Okay.
You send your delegate and you shut up.
Okay. So there's like 4 people in the room that
Yeah.
she's addressing.
I get the vibes that this is like a bunch of kids at the playground. And they're playing their make-believing play that they're like
Yeah.
Lords and ladies.
lords and
All right,
ladies.
we're going to play Kingdom.
Okay, so Becky, you're gonna go stand on top of the seesaw over there, and you're gonna pretend you're the queen, okay? And we're all gonna like be your lords and ladies, and then we're gonna have Bobby come over here with his sword that he made out of this stick, and
And he's going to try and kill you.
yeah, and then we're just gonna go with it, okay? All right.
Well, it's important to point out that the people that she was addressing were delegates from the surrounding villages. And they were like there to pledge like 20, 30 soldiers each.
10.
Yeah. And you're just like, that doesn't seem like a whole lot of soldiers.
Doesn't
But-
really.
But then you have to remember, according to season 1 at least, that only 2 million people are left on the world. So
And they're all in pin sets.
See, I got the idea from Cervantes when we were there that they had a pretty substantial army. And they're pretty high on themselves. They're like, you can't beat a Cervantes.
Well, yeah, they
army.
probably have 50 guys.
And they only have
like
30?
47 of them are fighting the Ganna.
Like, man, listen, I raised bigger armies than that playing war with my friends when I was a kid. That's why I immediately went there.
Okay, I gotcha.
How's your war campaign? Is
It
it
was
pretty
good.
strong?
It was good.
I swear to
well,
God.
how many
there's-
people were in Tamakta June's army?
Oh, a couple hundred.
Those
at
are
least.
witchfinders.
Yeah, the Witchfinder army was pretty substantial.
Well, that was Queen Kane's army. That was the Witchfinder
Yeah.
army.
Yeah, you're right.
So they must have had at least 100 guys in Tamakta June's army, right?
I would.
Oh, minimum.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
all the horses. They got horses and soldiers and stuff. Yeah,
Dogs.
Yeah.
dogs.
Good dog handlers. And
Yeah, where the heck did that army go anyway? They just fucked off somewhere.
Well,
No,
you know-
they're in Pensa. She arrived with
Oh, because Toad is one of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to know where Witchfinder are you? The
Oh,
albino-
the
yeah.
albino guy?
The what do they call him? The guy that can hear really good?
No, he's a presage, right?
No.
Presage or Centaur?
No, he's a
That's
guy
not right.
who he can listen to the wind and it'll tell you, oh, they have 47 people and 15 horses and
Yeah,
6 dogs.
it's an R or
Yeah.
Aria? I don't know. It doesn't
We
matter.
watched the show. We swear to
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Presage
Yeah, I
is
wish-
like psychic.
Presage is-
Horror tells you what's going on right now.
Yeah,
but in
I
a
wish
distance.
the writers had come up with a better name for those because it's
A
so hard to
a more
pronounce.
pronounceable name. yeah.
Like presage is fine, sentier is fine, but like
Centaur. I'm like Centaur. It's like a bullhead. walking around.
but the guys who can hear really good, it'd just be like listeners.
I would
something.
hate to be a centaur. That would suck.
Yeah, you just smell shit
Well,
constantly.
remember in
Oh, God,
season
he's
1,
got- he's really got a bad case of diarrhea over there. Yeah,
there's that peacock feather and horse shit guy.
Yeah,
He's walking
yeah,
around here
where's that
somewhere.
guy? Yeah.
But those guys, like, they had like gauges in their nose first season. Remember? They had their noses were like ripped open so you could get
those are filters.
more auroras.
Well,
Auroras?
this season we got the scent chefs, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought it was kind of comical that she was standing in front of like 4
I thought
people.
it was funnier that Magra goes through this whole rigmarole to convince her to, go to the peace talks. And then she's just like, oh, by the way,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want reparations and then a formal apology for destroying my kingdom.
Margaret's like, what? You know that's not going to happen. We're going to win a war without any fighting.
Queen Kane's savage, man.
Always 3 steps ahead.
Yeah. Or she's just really willing to
It's
like
so
throw
weird.
a wrench in people's plans.
God is on her side. She can't lose.
Okay.
She's so off the rails.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to say about her.
Is she hyper intelligent or is she just crazy?
No,
Both
the thing
can be
about
true.
the thing about Queen Kane is that she's very ruthless when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to her own motivation. Like she wants a war with Travantes. I don't know why, but she wants it. So she's going to get it. Like she's very good at kind of like executing her own plans.
Mm.
The whole Pensa thing, she had that whole coup attempt on her, and then like she killed all the lords who were very popular. And when the kind of citizens started uprising, like coming up against her.
Yeah.
She just killed all of them.
Yeah.
She just wiped out the entire city.
She's like a jealous, crazy boyfriend. Like, if I can't have you, nobody can have you. And she just freaking wipes out a whole city.
And we hear this later, but Magra says, like, my father was the one that said I had to save my people from my sister. So her father even knew like how ruthless she was.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really good at holding on to her own power. Anyway, in the next scene, Kofun tracks down Toad, who is training in a barn. Kofun offers to run drills with Toad, but Toad totally makes a fool of Kofun and tells him to fuck off. As he's walking away, Kofun tries to attack Toad once again, gets his ass handed to him, and as Toad walks away, Kofun threatens to have his mommy force Toad to train him. And Toad leaves wondering the same thing the audience is, which is why the writers of the show hate Kofun so much.
Because they know I hate tofu.
I think that they're putting him like at 0 level, and then they're going to build this guy up. And then we're all going to be torn as to whether we hate him or not.
I was kind of with you on that last week when you said that, but I'm not there.
Look, okay.
He is completely inept.
I will say.
He's hilarious.
I laughed out loud at this scene.
Oh, this scene was hilarious.
This was hilarious. Toad's over there like hacking away at a stump or something. And
we all knew what was going to happen.
He comes in there and he's like, maybe I can run some drills with you, man. And then Toad just goes, whink. Yeah. That was exhilarating. I'm like, I freaking...
Yeah, literally disarms him right away.
It was so funny.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a woman and you guys are all men.
Really?
But I just think that it's so funny because I know this guy. I have known the guy who like thinks he's really tough and like just routinely is proven wrong. Mm-hmm. And so it's really funny for me to see like this guy who's like, hey, why don't I help you out by like helping you train? Really, like he wants to be trained, but he can't admit it because he's a tough guy. Like I know this guy. I've known this guy my entire life in many different bodies, and I just find it hilarious.
Well, he goes through that whole spiel where he's like, I couldn't protect my sister. I couldn't protect my mother.
At least he's self-aware. That was the only thing that was like, okay, at least he knows.
Well, that's why he sought out Toad to begin with, because like he knows that he wants to fight. At the time, Baba Voss wasn't there. And, you know, he grabs that sword, and I think Kofun's biggest weakness is just he has no grip strength because he seems to drop stuff a lot. And like Toad just like hit that sword and it went flying, and Kofun's like, ooh, what am I going to do now? Yeah.
Well, then he ran after him and like tried to swipe at him.
Yeah, tried to sucker punch him.
Yeah, he tried to sucker punch him from what a freaking. Oh. Anyway, there was a moment where during this scene where I was like, oh, maybe he's self-aware enough to improve. We'll see how that goes.
So you're saying he knows he's useless?
It can't all be in the same scene.
Well, I actually thought like he was actually going to straight up ask Toad, like, Toad, would you mind training me, please? I want to learn to fight.
Yeah,
that's what he should have done. But for some reason, the writers hate Kofun.
No, he's too proud.
No, the writers hate this character.
Oh, stop it.
They do. That's the only explanation I can come up with for why this character is so mishandled.
Okay, but the story is that the sighted are the handicapped ones. But Kofun has spent his entire life thinking that he was above all of these blind people.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
And he needs a fucking comeuppance.
No, but the thing about Kofun was like he was always kind of like the guy in the background observing, while it was Hanawa who thought she was better than everyone because of her sight.
Yeah, but she is.
True. But, you know, there's a scene in season 1 where Baba Voss straight up tells her, like, don't think because you have this gift that you're better than us. Mm-hmm. And that was directed at Hanawa. And with Kofun, it's just like every single episode that he's in, he's constantly kind of like undercut by other characters. Like the whole, remember when he was about to be executed by the blind guards at the House of Enlightenment in the finale? Mm-hmm. Then Baba Voss just shows up out of nowhere. And as he's doing all the fighting, Kofun just has to go and turn off the furnace. That was like his big climax.
It's weird to me because I feel like he's being written as the consummate damsel in distress.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually kind of interesting.
I can see that.
He's also being constantly like manipulated.
Yeah.
And that just undercuts his intelligence, you know.
In our modern vernacular, he's full of soy.
Yes.
And he's a girl.
Which is why we call him Tofu.
Tofu, yes. Yep. And I just loathe him. I used to dislike Queen Kane. Season 1, I really disliked Queen Kane. She's growing on me because she's being fleshed out and well written, when I feel like they're doing the opposite of Kofun, because I really don't like the character.
We'll have to see where it goes.
And it's not because I dislike the character himself. maybe I'm wrong. I dislike him. Maybe if they're making me want to dislike him, they're doing a good job.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if they're setting him up for a point where like
he's such a loser. He makes poor decisions at every single turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll say the actor who plays him, Archie
I feel bad for him.
Madikowe.
I don't know how to say his last name.
I'm sorry if I'm butchering Archie. The actor who plays him, Archie.
Should never rely on Kadish for a pronunciation. I'm looking it up right now.
You never do. I mean,
he is the destroyer of words.
The destroyer of words. But like Archie delivers good performances. Like he's not a bad actor.
No, not at all.
It's that the writing for his character since day one of season 1 has been so bad. and I feel like the current writers are trying to fix him, but like for whatever reason, like they can never quite get him over that.
Like, we can't fix this guy.
He's a pawn for everybody. And it's kind of frustrating to watch.
I do think he does a lot with what he's given.
Yeah. Again, we talk a lot of shit about this show. Never, ever take that as we hate the actors themselves. That is not at all what we're trying to do.
It's poor Kofun.
It's just, I mean, at the end of this episode, we'll talk about it. We'll get there.
Yeah. I do have faith that Kofun is going to find love this season.
What was funny is there's a scene later on. We'll get to it in a little bit, but he's reunited with Hanawa. There's a scene just between the two of them, and that scene was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like we'll talk about that later. But I feel like whenever Kofun is brought outside of like that interaction with Hanawa, he's just worthless. And
he's great at one-on-one communications, but when it comes to like a confrontation or a battle, he's absolutely a mess.
So well, he needs to stop being kidnapped, and he needs to stop bumping into stuff, and he needs to stop being manipulated. He's supposed to be the smart one, like he's supposed to be the one who's observant and figures things out. And in fact, later on this episode, he's able to read Queen Kane's expression and know what she's feeling.
She was playing him.
This is a perfect example. Okay, Tyrion Lannister cannot fight. Mm-hmm. Every time they put him in a battle, he gets his ass handed to him. But everybody knows not to fuck with that guy because he's so damn smart and he knows how to play the game. I feel like that should be Tofu.
That should be, yeah.
He should be the one who, every time there's a fight confrontation, he's out of his element and gets his ass handed to him. Yeah. But then on the back end, when all the warriors are getting manipulated and played, he's going, "Oh, I know what's going on. I can see what's happening."
Yeah, he has to pull his simple genetics card and use his brain to figure out ways to advance his cause. But he's just been along for the ride for like a season and a half now, and he's not getting any better. And I don't like it.
Yeah, I need more. I need more from him. Yeah. All right, let's move on. What happens next?
All right, so in Travantes, Ido Voss is overseeing the creation of new and improved weapons for his battalion and gives Ren a souped-up new blade. Ren is confused because she thought they were negotiating peace with the Pensons, but Ido reveals his plans to sabotage the peace talks and wage war, and plans to send Ren to the peace talks in his place as he prepares an attack.
It's nice to know that the leaders of Travantes and Pensa are both on the same page when it comes to peace talks.
We're going to war.
We're going, but we're not going to have peace.
Well, also, the funniest thing is like whenever they mention the peace talk, everyone's like, "Oh, that's a trap." Yeah. Everyone knows it's a trap.
Yeah, we still got to go. Yeah. Magra's so full of hope.
Bless her heart. And that's kind of annoying too, right?
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't
She's
know.
desperate to keep these people from being slaughtered.
She is really trying to.
No, I don't think she's desperate for that. I think she was desperate to go find her husband and son. But now that they're back, she still has to go on this trip. And I think
she genuinely wants to just avoid war because she knows that's not going to be good for anybody.
Well, I think that she knows that she abandoned her people to the wrath of the queen, and now I think she wants to make up for it and keep more people from getting slaughtered.
Yep, I agree. I think that's definitely her motivation. Although, I do want to see her use that whistle sword again.
Right?
So I'm down for some war. So give me some war.
I'm sure that was just some setup.
God, I hope so. God, can you imagine setup and payoff?
You know what? She's going to kill her sister.
You know what's going to happen? We've already seen Magra training with the whistle sword. Mm-hmm. And she's going to come out. And we're going to think, oh, shit, she's got the whistle sword. Her and the queen are going to go at it. And the queen is going to come out and like...
Fuck her up.
Because
you think Queen Kane knows how to fight?
Oh, for sure. They were both trained. And Queen Kane was the older one, so she definitely got some preferential treatment.
Yeah, why wouldn't she not know how to fight? If Magra knows how to fight, well, she should know.
Well, also, Queen Kane can just pull knives out of every orifice.
Right. She's got weapons hidden on her. And I think that's how her father knew. Like, she's ruthless. Now, I fucked up. Like, I trained her too good to be ruthless.
I've never, since I started watching this show, I've never thought of Queen Kane as like somebody who
you would think when she was in the Silk City, she would have shown some of those skills, but
well, she was tied up.
She was using her brain.
But here's the thing about that. I go back to that because that really does show how freaking savage she is. She let herself be beat to near death just to follow through with her plan.
Yeah.
That was some dedication, some freaking, that's hardened criminals type stuff. Like, I'm going to let these guys beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
But
You want to see someone given no fucks? Look to Queen Kane.
Queen Kane gives no fucks.
I also think it's interesting that Ren is going to be the one leading the peace talks, and her orders are to sabotage it. And I'm wondering, are they going to try to kill the people who attend the peace talks, or are they just going to like try to get into a stalemate and stall for time?
What if Ren fights Magra?
I was just thinking that.
Well, what if Hanawa goes with Magra to protect her?
Oh, you know Hannah was going to sneak out.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
None of those kids have ever stayed where someone told them to stay.
Hannah was definitely going to go to the peace talks, and she's going to see Ren try to kill her mother, and it's going to be like, my lover, no.
Baba's going, right?
Well, it might be one of those things where, she goes to the peace talks, and Ren has orders to kill the people, and when Hanawa is like, no, not my mother, Ren turns sides and saves her, and they like run off, and that's when it's revealed that like she was the traitor or something like that.
Or what if Ren accidentally kills Magra?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, she's getting season 3, so.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
As a hologram.
Yeah, it's really tough when you're like diving deep into these shows and you know who's cast in season 3. Kind of kills it for you.
Yeah.
Like, damn. All right, Case,
And
what happens
We
next?
drink and we know things.
We drink and we know things.
Speaking of Tyrion, please continue.
Yeah.
All right, so Team Baba Voss finally arrives in Pensa, and Tamakta Jun is slowly revealing himself to his former army, finding out who he can trust and who is still loyal to him.
I really like how he does that.
Me too. Go ahead.
He tells Baba where to find Magra, and Baba and Hanawa invade the royal palace, kicking the ass of the royal guards until Magra arrives and tells the guards to stand down. Magra, Baba Voss, Hanawa, and Kofun all finally reunite, and many tears are shed as the Voss family is finally back together, until Lord Harlan appears and reveals himself as Magra's new husband. Baba Voss is not pleased, and even less pleased when Queen Kane appears and invites everyone to dinner. And Harlan wonders, does she mean right now? And of course, the queen means right now.
Right now.
Okay, we'll get to Harlan in a minute because I freaking love him in this episode.
Oh,
but
he stole the show.
he's so fantastic in this episode. All right, so this scene. Okay, so the raiding the palace, basically going into the palace and trying to get Magra out. I liked it, but I had some issues.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
This is the main freaking palace that holds all the people, right? All the important folks. And there's like
Two guards
at the front office, like just hanging out. Hanawa, like normally, especially for this season, the fight scenes have been on point so far. This was the only one where I felt like, there could have been more. Because there was this, like, Baba Voss does his little kickflip thing, which was cool. But Hanawa comes up and, like, hits him with her bow, like, real, not even that hard.
That is no way to treat your bow,
She just hits him and he just, like, falls over. I'm like, that's it? That's all you got?
Does
like,
she have a club or something?
I don't know, but why don't you just use the bow?
Well, she didn't want to kill him.
Hit him in the knee. Yeah. I used to be an adventurer like you until I took an arrow to the knee. That's a Bethesda comment.
I think they need to give Hannah a club or something to carry around too. Maybe they
a
do.
sword.
Yeah,
A sword
she
would be
would
cool.
look sick with a big claw, like hammer.
With like nails sticking out of it.
Yeah.
Like fucking, what's his
Like
name?
Negan's bat.
Yeah, Negan's
like
bat.
Lucille, yeah.
Yes.
Big old gnarly tree knot on the top of it.
That'd be kind of dope.
How about just give her a gun?
By Grapthar's hammer.
You know what? The gun thing is interesting because we know the House of Enlightenment has like an armory.
Yeah, like full blown, like it was like
She
John Bartolo's studio. In there.
Yeah, she could go back there and grab like a freaking AK with a couple of magazines and just like own the place, right?
Maybe they will someday.
I mean, it's under new management. I wouldn't go there if I were you.
I mean, like Ito, like he could have just had two of Jerm Morel's children have a gun and killed everyone in Pensa.
There's a big Deus Ex Machina sitting right there.
This is true.
I appreciate that they're not using it.
I do
though.
too. But here's the thing, though: is
I
that
wish that they had never introduced guns.
if
though.
they don't use it, then they need to know. They need to explain why they're not using it.
Baba Voss knows about him too.
Well, how good are the weapons that they lasted 500 years?
Right.
A little bit of gun oil, be all right.
Yeah, it'd be good.
It's an antique.
I was thinking more about the bullets.
Bullets. I mean, as long as they're not like rusted or damaged or anything, they should be all right. Anyway. Yeah, I was just a little underwhelmed with how they entered the palace. I thought there should have been a little bit more of a hubbub about that. That was my only real issue with it. Otherwise, it was cool. And I love the part where Margaret comes down and she says, Baba Voss, is that you? And he's like, no, it is a bear. I was like, oh, I loved it, man. It was such a nice husband-wife thing. I've never heard them say that before, but it felt like it's something that they've said.
And I loved how she said, I knew you'd find me.
Yeah, it was good. I really like that reuniting of those two.
It's good to see like a little more of the just reiteration of their love for each other, because they did have to get married. He was like, oh, you're pregnant, I can't have kids, this works. But they really do love each other.
Yeah, well, they've been together for close to 20 years.
Yeah.
Which makes, like, when Harlan shows up, he's like, well, this is awkward.
Yeah.
Even funnier, you know?
Yeah, it's great.
I love Harlan.
His sarcasm in this episode is on point. I love it.
Oh, he was so fed up with everything in this episode. But the best was when, like, Queen Kane comes down. She's like, this deserves a toast.
Come to me. Come to dinner.
Yeah. Let us go to dinner. And Harlan's just like, does she mean now? Oh, yeah.
She means right now.
I love how she just glides through every moment of her life. She literally glides.
Yep.
Like, I was watching her come down the stairs and I was like,
She's
is
not
she actually taking stairs, or is she just sliding down?
She's on one of those like old people thing that goes down the staircase.
She's so graceful.
Yeah, it's cool. It was a funny moment. And Harlan's sarcasm just really punctuated it epically. It was awesome. All right, what happens next?
All right, so in what is probably the most awkward dinner scene ever to occur in the Kingdom of Payan, the queen gets to know her extended family, Baba gets to know his brother husband, and it's revealed that Magra is getting ready to fuck off to a peace talk with Travantes just as the whole family is reunited. Baba Voss warns that the peace talks are a trap, and everyone agrees, but Magra's still going.
Gotta try.
This dinner party was awesome to watch. It was so cool to watch all the little pieces kind of coming together. And Queen Kane completely plays Baba Voss.
Oh, she's just moving chess pieces around.
When they were like spitting back and forth about who's braver or whatever, and he's like, I think you should leave. It's a trap. Don't go. Run away. And he's like, spoken like a true Travantian. And he just lost his shit. And I'm like, oh, Baba, you got played, bro.
And how Harlan was like, you're a slaver?
Whoa. Wow. He's like, I have so many questions.
You know, he's like, I'm not judging. No, I'm totally judging.
And I love how drunk the Compass Girl got.
Oh, yes. She was just laughing and everybody's like, angst.
She was like Thor in that moment. She was like, more wine.
Here, give me more. It was good stuff.
And it was funny because like I totally forgot about her, and then like she's just like, give me more to drink.
Her and Paris, and I love again Queen Kane just spitting those freaking little digs. She's like
those little bullets.
And who are you, mountain woman? Like, bitch, that's fucking Paris.
As soon as Paris started speaking, I was like, Paris, shut the fuck up. I don't give a shit.
I was like, why is
serving the Alkany people? Who gives a fuck? She's a princess.
And they're all dead.
So one of the things I really like about this scene is how just like everyone knows that the dinner or that the peace talks are just bullshit. And yet everyone's just like, yeah. Oh, I'm still going.
I have to try. I think Magra's whole thing is like, if there's even a 1% chance, she's got to take it, which seems weird. I think Bob was right.
There's no intention of peace.
Well, yeah, but if she doesn't even try, then I think the appearance of trying is also important.
Well, Baba knows all of his brother's tactics, and he basically laid it out. It's like here's what they're gonna do, and everyone's just agrees. They're just like, yeah, we know. Yeah, we're still going through with it. Doesn't make any sense.
I do like how Baba, he also knows how much of a pain in the ass the Clevelandites are being. Ganites. He's like, yeah, they're really busy out west. You should not bring any attention to the east. Like, leave them with their battles.
Let them kill each other.
Yeah. It's interesting because he, like you said, he knows his brother's tactics. He knows what's going on.
How did Baba know about the Ganites? I mean, like they're on the Western Front. Like he didn't have time to hear about the news.
He was kidnapped for a while. The people beating him probably talked about it.
Yeah. I mean, he can hear a lot of things, right? So if the two soldiers that were done whipping him.
Tamakta June might have told him.
Tamakta June.
Yeah, there's a lot of little birds out there.
Yeah. It didn't surprise me that he knew about that. Also, it could be a long-standing war that's been going on for a really long time.
Well, it takes them a long time to get to the battles.
Yes.
Because they have to, use their sticks.
Well, all the battles are like 2 miles apart.
Yeah.
Remember our season 1 theory where like the new Alkany village was just like a mile down the river?
Yeah, it's like, it took them, 4 days to get to Jerem Morel's little hut or something?
Yeah, but talk about long-standing wars. Like the war to kill Jerem Morel's children was 20 years.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. very easily.
Who knows what they're fighting with the Gannets about?
We need more world building.
I want to know what our little valley's like 500 years from now in the blind world.
This
So
valley?
it's like the Summerlonians fighting the Hendersonites.
No, this place is underwater, 100%.
Underwater.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, the queen of the strip.
Just
They're all dressed in showgirls outfits
Oh
because
my
they smell
God.
good. They smell like strawberry perfume.
like cheap hookers.
They smell like cheap hookers, exactly.
They got. There's like some military compound at
Nella sites.
at Wayne Newton's old place.
What is it, Shenandoah Valley or some shit?
The Shenanigans.
Yeah. Wild tigers just roam the land. Yeah.
And glitter never deteriorates. The glitter is still all on their bodies.
yes.
Yeah, but you can't see it.
You
so-
can't see it though.
No, but you can sense it.
Yeah, 100%.
The pre-stage knows you're hot.
I'm going to go down to the plaza
What do you think strip clubs
and
will look
play
like?
some blackjack.
What would strip clubs be?
Probably not any grosser than they currently look.
Instead of cards, it's just like little strings. They just plop them down.
Yeah, strip clubs are like smell clubs.
Speaking of that, yeah. Oh, that's a funky one.
That's
Girl, your titties smell good.
There was a question that it's been burning in the back of my head. Is what happened to Braille? Does Braille not exist in this world anymore?
I've been thinking that for 2 years.
I'm like,
Well, I doubt that they can make paper because with Braille, like you have to have.
oh
paper
yeah,
to
because when
read
they
it.
opened the books, they were like trees.
So we have ropes, dude.
yeah, but they can you can puncture dots on other surfaces
Well,
besides
they
paper.
tattoo that stuff on their faces
Yeah,
and stuff.
so I'm wondering, like, if there's some society instead of strings, they use actual like.
Oh, you know
Braille
what? They do
tablets.
kill a lot of people. They could probably make like skin paper
Ooh, that's creepy.
and create Braille that way.
That's the October version of the show.
That's some Escape from LA shit.
Yeah.
they use those big, huge ropes that you see hanging everywhere. And it like has their laws and history and stuff on them.
Thou shalt not create Braille, except on your face.
Yeah, it's heresy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Braille is heresy too. Okay, all right. What happens next, Mr. Kadish?
All right, so back at Pence's seemingly only bar, an open-air watering hole, which I hereby dub the Smelly Barrel.
Okay.
Toad is getting his drink on, and when he goes to take a piss, Tamak June approaches, revealing himself and asking Toad to deliver a message for him to Team Baba Voss. Toad reveals he's been in a loyal and dedicated relationship with Tamak June for the last 20 years, so in addition to Toad Foon, we now have Toad June.
I knew Toad
God.
was gay.
I'm in,
That toad just gets around.
dude. This scene. Go ahead.
Don't you slut shame him.
No. So they answered the question that I've had for a long time.
What's that?
So where do people go to the bathroom?
Just anywhere.
Just anywhere the fuck they want.
No, they have an actual pissing pole.
A piss pole.
A piss pole.
It's like a shitting log.
It's a shitting log, but
from
it's a piss pole. And it's just like,
You never want to confuse the
Yeah.
shitting log with the pissing pole.
don't go near the piss pole because it would stink over there.
Yes,
right?
it
Well,
would.
that's how they find it.
Yeah, that's how
It's
they.
like,
Oh, it's over here. They
Who
walk
came up
towards
with
the
that?
piss
Whoever
pole.
came up with that idea is a genius, number one. Okay? But it was like just right in the middle of town.
Yep.
Middle
How
of
do
town
ladies
square.
piss on the pole?
That's a great question.
They have a piss hole.
Just lean up on it.
It's right next to the piss
Right
pole.
next to
Don't
the piss
fall in.
pole. That's right.
So Tofu would fall in. Fucking sploosh.
They have a
Kofun would totally fall in.
I totally didn't see that hole right there.
Yeah.
fell in it.
Just filled with lady piss.
They have a squatting log.
Tampons.
What the shit, dude?
The squatting log and the piss pole.
And notice how it was just like within stumbling distance to the bar.
Yes,
Yeah, oh,
yes. That's on purpose.
How many piss poles are in town? That's what I want to know.
Everywhere.
They got to be everywhere. Can you imagine like Tofun and Hanawa just kind of roaming around, people whipping their dick out in the middle of pissing in front of us? It's like, what the fuck? It's so weird. But it's the first piss pole we've seen.
It's the first one we've seen.
Where was the Alkani's piss pole?
I don't know.
When they were
well,
over
they
there
had a giant river right
next to their
them.
giant pile of tires.
They had
and
that cliff with the
bottles.
river. They just pissed into the river and it was
They
good.
just piss in the river?
Yeah. And it just goes down.
I imagine that like for number 2, they would dig a hole and then cover it up, like, kind of like military style. That's what they used to do during World War II, where they would dig a hole, poop, then cover it up, and it just became one
What
with
if
the
you
earth.
don't have time to dig a hole?
What if? So does everybody just carry around like little pocket shovels so that they can?
Sure.
Sure. All right.
Leaves.
Just leaves. Just
Wouldn't it be funny if all the snow was like yellow? Just just like in the background, there's just all this yellow snow everywhere.
There's so many questions now.
Oh my God. It would be hilarious if like Kofun's name was written in the snow in yellow.
That's how he leaves a note for
He's the
Enola.
only one who can do it.
I'm in Tanzania.
Follow the path.
I didn't have anything to write with.
Baba Voss would be all like, how do you know where he's at? And Hannah was all like, just trust me, Dad. It's okay.
And the camera pulls back, shows all the yellow snow.
Snow in his fucking hair.
And then the witchfinders come up behind them, but they have a sentier that can sense the letters in urine.
Oh, he's in Tanzania. Okay, yes.
He's in Detroitia.
No, that's the Detrojans.
Oh my God. Okay. That was hilarious.
Pissing pole.
But this is what was funny to me about this scene is another one of those laugh out loud moments where Toad's like taking a leak, and then Tamaki Jr. just rolls up real close to him and is like, do you recognize my voice? It's like, whoa, dude.
It's like, yes, I do.
He's like, I was with you for 20 years.
Nice pissing pole.
And you know what's weird is like, so obviously Toad was part of his army in season 1.
Yeah.
But we never saw him.
We never saw him.
Yeah.
Well, we probably didn't see a lot of
We'll
people.
cite as heresy.
Well, you know what? When the season first started, I thought that Toad and his men were Harlan's witchfinders.
Yeah, I did too.
But apparently he was part of Tamakta June's contingent. So.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait until the albino guy comes back. We need to know what happened to him.
Yeah.
We have to go film in Canada again, right?
Mm-hmm. He's in British Columbia.
Maybe he needs us to come to him.
We can do that. We can make it happen if we pray about it.
We need to cast him in our upcoming
Christian
Opus
Sloan.
TV show.
Christian Sloan is the one who played him. He's a super cool guy. Anyway, yeah, this scene made me laugh, but that pissing pole thing, god dang it, Vader, freaking cracking me up. My eyes are watering.
The squatting log.
The squatting log and the pissing pole. All right, what happens next?
Make it happen.
Hashtag squatting log. Okay. So after the most awkward dinner ever, Magra and Baba Voss finally get a chance to speak in private. Magra fills Baba in on their current situation and reaffirms her commitment to Baba as Harlan comes stumbling in, drunkenly offers to get freaky and in their strange love triangle before fucking off and reminding Baba and Magra that secret alliances only work if no one finds out about them. Magra tries to calm Baba Voss from murdering Harlan and then discovers all the scars on his back from the Travantian torture and is horrified.
This is the I'm gonna rip out his throat and feed it to him scene, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I like how savagely Baba just hates this guy.
So-
Well, wouldn't you?
Yes.
He'd already be dead. I can't believe he's still alive.
Well, what's funny is there's a moment at the end of the scene where Harlan, like, he's about to fuck off, but then he comes back and he's like, you know, Baba Voss, you'd be wise to not speak to me in such a manner. And Jason Momoa just kind of stands up in frame. And he's like next to him, giving them the death stare.
Yes.
And you know it's taking all of his willpower to just not like rip his throat out right there.
Oh, yeah.
But Harlan's still like looking
He's talking in the wrong direction.
So good.
And he thinks he's being like all badass, but like he's like this close to being like killed.
That was hilarious because like Baba literally he just pops into frame behind him and Harlan's talking like you better not do this and here's Baba right behind him just looming over him like a freaking shadow.
That's what a badass Baba is.
Yes.
But I think it was really interesting to see like Baba. We all know he's a badass and he can move around silently and he is a warrior.
Yes.
But he is not a politician.
No.
And he does not know how to play this game. And he's just going in there like a mountain man and being like, that's my wife, caveman wants. And Harlan's like, whoa, bro, you know, we got to play the Game of Thrones. And he's like, fuck that, my woman.
I agree.
Yeah. Kind of
Magra had no business hooking up with that guy. None. I dislike her because of this.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I know she's playing a game, but man, it's just.
Oh,
Come on.
I just need to give a shout out to Tom Meissen, whoever the actor is who plays Lord Harlan.
Oh, okay.
He was amazing this episode. Like he stole every scene he was in. I like how he like it kind of stumbles in and he's like, yeah, my wife, I mean your wife, or whatever.
He called him Bob.
Yeah.
He was like, Bob, whatever your name is.
Just because he's like Baba, Bob Voss. Doesn't matter. Anyway.
Bob Voss. Let's go paint some dark trees.
Happy little tree.
That's better than Bottle of Voss that we came up with. Bob Voss. Hey, Bob, what's up, man? How you doing?
Or Baba Boss.
It was a good moment. Yeah, Harlan did He stole this.
Like
scene.
he had me cracking up.
Oh, yeah.
Like all through the dinner table, he was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he comes stumbling in. He's like, normally I'm open to group
I
activities.
know, right? It's like, you want to run a train? Let's go.
And he's been trying to get with Magra since she showed
know.
up.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
he's like, I'll take what I can get.
But you also kind of get to see his bitterness in this scene where he's like, oh yeah, I mean, this is my house. This is no big deal.
Yeah.
You know, like my wife.
This bitch just shows up, steals all my stuff. Yeah. Can't even get any action on the side.
No benefit to me whatsoever.
married to
he
it.
even
I
grabbed a
can't
pillow. And he's like, I guess I'll just go sleep on the couch then.
Yeah.
It's only my house. It's
Yeah.
my bedroom.
I mean, he does have a reason to be a little bitter.
Yeah, I get it.
Totally.
I'm waiting for his moment to like just clean house, literally clean house, and get all these freaking freeloaders out of there. It'll come.
In his village of mud huts. Yeah, so
It'll come.
his pissing poles everywhere.
Squatting logs.
Squatting logs. God, Penson must just stink.
It probably does. You think about it.
I'm sure.
I'm sure Travanti smells worse though, probably.
Like a sweatshop.
The more people, the worse it's going to smell.
Yeah.
Like steel mills. What do they do there? You got like
They make weaponry there. They have
steel
a whole-
pissing poles.
I don't know.
Yeah,
They probably burn it.
That scene where Ito was talking about like virgin steel with a new manufacturing process meant to make them tougher, stronger, last longer.
Yeah.
Like, he was so proud of those blades that they were making.
All right, what happens next?
All right, so the next day, Toad appears in the palace and runs into Paris. He hands her Tamaktajun's message for Magra, and Paris asks him to keep on protecting Kofun. Toad agrees, but gives Paris a, how you doing, girl? And Paris is all like, boy, you got a stupid name, but excellent taste in women. You wait right there now, you hear? And we now officially have Pode.
Oh my God!
No.
Stop doing
You
the.
got to stop. You got to fucking stop with the shipping.
No, well, this isn't
When this
shipping.
scene
This is actually
happened,
happening.
though, I was like, oh, Toad is into cougars.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't know, does he?
What?
How do you tell how old somebody is?
I just like he was like, you're the one who touched me.
Yeah.
Ever since, yeah, because she was like, yeah, he's not lying. That was when she touched her heart or whatever.
He's like, I haven't washed my chest since he touched me.
So Paris is like a wizard or something, right?
Yeah, something like that. Just Gandalf.
Toad also hasn't had a woman in over 20 years.
Yeah. What is that scene from the Black Widow movies? Like, I've got a lot of energy. Toad's just ready to roll. I thought it was a cool scene, and I like Toad had like a thing going on with Paris.
I liked Paris's reaction to that, where she's like, "Oh, okay,
Oh yeah,
I see what's going on here."
I love. She's like, Toad. That is a stupid name.
It is.
And he's like, yeah, my parents weren't very
Yeah, he's
imaginative.
like, yeah, you're right.
Which is funny because I think when we first got introduced to him, I think Jude, you were like, Toad, what a stupid name that is. And the show's just like, yeah, we get it.
Am I Paris?
Kind of Paris.
Some old hot lady?
Some old wizard lady. Hey, you're the yeah, it makes sense. Tracks.
I just want to say that Hoon Lee, the actor who plays Toad, he is killing it this season.
Oh
he
my
is.
God, he's great.
I love his character, and you know, he was in a lot of Jonathan Tropper's previous shows. Like, you know, he was this cross-dressing assassin in Banshee, and we're now watching Warrior, and he has a big role to play in that too. And he's just such a good actor,
Yeah.
man. Like, he just kills it in every scene, and I really want to see him, you know, kind of lift Kofun up by the scruff and just make him a man.
I think he's going to.
I
They're
think so,
gonna
too.
have like a couple of buddy cop episodes.
Hopefully.
I hope they do. God, I hope they
Kofun's
do.
the rookie.
Look, they have a long
Toad has to
hill.
show him the ropes.
They have a long hill to climb, but I hope they get there.
This is the scene where basically, like, if he wants Paris is like, you got to protect Kofun. So like,
This is motivation.
yeah, like this is the scene that sets up why he's going to like take Kofun under his wing, I guess.
Kofun is going to be so upset when he finds out that Toad and Paris are doing it.
God damn it, Jude.
He's like, hey, group activities. Yeah.
Oh no.
If it's good enough
pulls
for
a
my
Harlan.
stepdad, it's good enough for me. And then he'll probably fuck that up too. Kofun is
God.
A
Well,
mess.
yeah. Let's just get to that point. I need to talk about this. All right, what happens next?
All right, so Magra gets the message and goes to meet with Tamaktajun with Baba Voss. They talk about either killing or deposing Queen Kane. Magra tells Tamaktajun to gather his Witchfinder army and that she has multiple plans to take down her sister.
That was a boss line. He's like,
Do you have a plan?
I have more than
Several.
one. Yeah. I was like, ooh, Magra. Freaking get it. I dig
I don't
it.
know how good she is at planning, but we'll see.
I hope
see.
she's better than her sister. I think her sister is kind of just like the
She knows.
unpredictable She does.
Queen
sister is
Kid.
a master manipulator.
Yeah, she's playing 3D chess, man.
Yeah. You think Margaret can keep up?
I don't know.
I'm actually surprised that Tamak June isn't just like, let's kill her right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, he has all the reason to.
I mean, he knows how to play the Game of Thrones. He's not Baba Voss.
And he's
just
forgotten
busting
a lot
in and
about
taking
murder.
necks.
So here's the thing that kind of annoys me about this show is that we've already figured out that Baba Voss and Tamak June and his boys, they could literally go in there and kill Queen Kane at any time.
Yes.
So why do they have to play all these stupid games? Just go in and fucking kill her.
Well,
Because the palace guards aren't going to get in the way.
I think this scene was meant to address that very issue where Tamak June says whether we try to kill her or depose her, there are all these laws that kind of regulate that. I know it's a weak.
That's weak.
It's a weak
super weak.
Because who's going to enforce those laws?
She wants to be able to claim the throne, like legally and legitimately.
Yeah, I get that, but like, let's just say
my only thought would be like if Tamak June somehow knows about Harlan and he might have said something like, look, if we kill the queen, rightfully, the crown belongs to you, but now that Harlan's your husband, he could claim it and he could mess everything
So kill
up.
him too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of problems with like the assassination plot.
you don't think, excuse me, you don't think the people would rise up?
I guess
and, like,
I'm just a barbarian because I'm just
Yeah,
like,
you're just like,
just fucking
Yeah.
kill everybody.
Kill everybody.
and get it over with. All these stupid games. Just whack their heads off.
I will say, because
and sit down in the chair. It's fine.
Never
Move
form
on.
an alliance with Vader.
But the thing is like the queen doesn't have like if Tamak June came out and went to his army and said like, hey, the queen did this ally with me and Magra,
Yeah.
and the queen loses all of her army, like she'd be powerless to do anything about
Game
it.
over, man.
Mhm. The only, and these laws, like let's say there are laws where you can't assassinate somebody, obviously. Who's going to enforce it? Harlan doesn't like Queen Kane. Margaret doesn't like Queen Kane. Like, nobody's going to side with her and be like, well, we have to enforce these laws.
Yeah, this is another situation where the show needed to establish very firmly early on why they couldn't just go in and kill Queen Kane or overthrow her
It's
or
like,
whatever.
who are her allies?
Yeah, everyone hates her.
Yeah.
Harlan isn't an ally.
She
of
has
hers.
none. She really doesn't have it.
She has a name. That's it. But she doesn't have any people to back it up.
Even the head general of Pensa, like the main military guy, he thinks that she's crazy.
Mhm.
So like they wouldn't have any trouble just like saying like, guess what, you're not queen anymore. We're gonna put you in prison or kill you or like whatever. We're putting Magra on the throne. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah.
I bet she still has some people loyal to her that we don't know about. Because remember, she had that shadow and that was spying on the people that were trying to plot against her in season 1.
Who got killed by two other shadows.
Yeah, she got killed. Yeah, Queen Kane has nobody on her side.
Yeah,
she needs to start.
She killed Boots and that handmaiden that was loyal to her.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
she is working on some allies. So
She's got to be.
well,
Yeah.
no, she
Well,
is.
she's got God. We know that.
But I like, didn't you say that she might have some kind of an alliance with the Ganites or something like that?
Well, they haven't really set any of that up. That was like a theory
was a
of
theory.
mine. I think that it might come to a point where like maybe she has to flee and she goes to the Ganites and, because the enemy of my enemy is my friend type thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've only mentioned the Ganites so far and we haven't seen the queen actually take any real action. Everything's been centered in Pensa for her.
Okay.
And that must be why she doesn't fear drawing attention from the Ganites, because she's probably already been in talks with them. They know where she is.
That's headcanon right
Yeah.
now, though.
Yeah,
we
that's-
haven't seen that in the show yet.
Nothing's been set up for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it.
Okay. All right. What happens next, Mr. Kadish?
All right, so the twins are back together and Hanawa is giving Kofun a haircut. Hanawa reveals that she met another sighted person not related to Driller Morel in Travantes. Kofun defends the queen and points out that Hanawa trusted Driller Morel and Boots, so she doesn't have the best track record with choosing sides. And he kind of has a point for once.
Yeah, he makes a good point.
I hate that he makes a good point.
Listen, you want more agency for Kofun. And then when they start doing it, you're like, meh,
Yeah, but
I
then-
don't like it.
Then he immediately turns around and makes another bad decision.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll talk
What,
about
that
that.
haircut?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I was kind of like, oh, this is his, like, he's shedding his previous
Oh, yeah,
persona. And he's
getting
like,
his-
yeah, I'm going to go get a haircut. I'm going to change my appearance a little bit. I'm going to grow up.
Because people can see me.
he cut off his Padawan braid.
Yeah, exactly.
Before his two.
I think it was just, that was more for our benefit. I mean, it's probably psychological for him. Like, I got to change. I got to start moving forward. So I'm going to cut my hair off.
I got to get my hair up in this really cool.
in the
soy
samurai bun. No,
Yeah.
it's a samurai bun, bro.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve it.
Little top knot action.
Yeah.
But the thing about this scene, so it was good to see the twins back together because they do play well off of each other.
Agree.
But it was also important to establish that Kofun is standing up for Queen Kane right now. And that kind of leads into explaining something that happens later on in the episode. Yeah. But it is kind of interesting to see how like Hanawa is just so anti-Queen Kane and Kofun's like on team Queen Kane. So
he's wavering in between, like, do I align with my mom who's been lying to me and I'm really mad at, or Queen Kane who seems like she's being honest with me but has been trying to kill me my whole life. Like, I get why
she totally made out with me.
Give him a peck.
Please,
give
that was
him a peck.
no make out.
Yeah, Magra never made out with him.
God, this guy. All right, what happens next?
All right, so Magra meets up with Paris and apologizes for hiding that she is a daughter of Cain. Paris hints that Magra is motivated by her own desire for the crown, and Magra shoots back that Paris is the one who helped the twins learn to read. Paris lets Magra know that it's okay to pursue her destiny, and that though Magra desired never to leave the mountains could never contain her.
True.
Cool.
Move on.
Yep. Good moment.
Yep. All right, so
I do think it needed to be said, but there's really nothing more to say about it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So in the woods, Baba Voss is meditating as Kofun joins him. Once more, Kofun is snuck up on by a freaking wolf, but at least this time he was snuck up on while his eyes were closed. Baba Voss isn't fazed by the wolf, who has recently eaten and therefore isn't a threat. The wolf fucks off and Kofun stops shitting his pants in fear. Kofun shares some quality father and son time since he and Baba were last in the woods together, where Daddy Voss bitch slapped him around the forest. However, this time Baba gives him some good fatherly advice, and for once, Kofun does not get his ass kicked.
I do think that this was an important scene because he's beginning to try to develop his other senses, and we needed to see that.
Yep, he's trying to grow, and I'm all right with that.
And he's taken after his mom with the hearing stuff.
Is he?
Yeah, you know how Magra is what are they called? Aurors? Something like that. Aurors. But, you know, he was sitting there and he was just listening. And then at the end of the scene, he's like, I can hear it. You know?
Okay.
Which begs the question, what are Baba's superpowers? Like, we know
Everything.
He's a badass.
He's a shadow, right? Because he can sneak up and move without being heard.
Yeah.
And he's
a warrior.
Yeah, he's a warrior. He's like a little bit of everything.
He can talk to fish.
That's a different movie.
Oh, okay.
No, I thought this was cool, but there's something that this addresses. So we've talked about, like, what are people's powers? How do the unsighted see in their heads? Like, what do they see when they think? And the opening credits, we talked about this in the first episode. The opening credits, I think, gives you a hint as to what they can see. They see, like, this is like the skeleton
like
features
Daredevil.
of
the opening shot of the credits, it's a hand touching the ground, and then from there it begins to take shape, and so like that gives you kind of the sense. I still wish that they'd come out and just say, like, look, because of this virus, other people's senses are enhanced, and it's kind of like a crapshoot, like which sense gets enhanced by this
I think
virus.
they've implied it enough that
I think
we
they
get that.
Yeah, I'm down with that too.
I'm okay with the implication that that's how it works. What I kind of would like to see is just a very, very short clip of, like, what Baba Voss actually sees. I don't know if they could make that work without being goofy.
Maybe it's supposed to be a mystery.
Maybe, but I would just love it if he like whacked if we do like a fight scene, right? And he's got to take on like 3 different people, and he freaking hits a tree with a stick, and all of a sudden it clips to like the way he sees the situation just for a quick second.
Or maybe, I don't know.
I don't think I need that, and I think it might take away from the mystery of
Okay.
Baba Voss.
Also, it's very outside the established visual style of the show.
Yeah. I know. I'm kind of really curious as to what they see. That's all. I really want to know.
You can make your own fanfic.
That's all they see. All right, so back at the palace, a guard delivers a bag with a message attached to it to Lord Harlan. It's the head of Harlan's brother, Kerrigan, who was last seen going off on a mission to Durantes to find Hanawa and Baba Voss. Harlan loses his shit at the death of his brother, and Magra rushes in to comfort him.
Yeah, did nobody think to send a message to Kerrigan, hey, Hanawa's here, come on back now?
I think it was too late. I think he probably was already dead.
Only Magra and Harlan knew he was on that mission.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that knew this was going to happen?
I didn't see it coming.
Really?
I thought he was going to team up with Ito and have like some little slide.
I figured immediately that this was what was going to happen. Yeah.
I thought it was going to
go
a different
left?
way.
Yeah.
You knew?
Yeah. He's such a minor nobody character.
I thought he was really funny.
Well,
it does make sense that they're bumping up the comedy with Harlan because they were like, yeah, we're gonna thin this herd a little bit.
Well, it's funny how, Harlan went from kind of like the drunken comedy relief this episode to having this really emotional scene at the end. And this has got to turn him against Magra, because basically she was the impetus for him, sending his brother to do this. And, his brother was the closest person to him.
Yeah.
And the fact that he lost his brother and like Magra doesn't even like him, her other husbands.
He didn't even get laid for it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Which I think there's two ways it could go. He could turn against Magra and be like, you're the reason why my son is, or my brother's dead. Or it could solidify his aggression towards the Travantian army.
That's where I think it's going, because they made it a point to make sure that we knew there was a connection between Magra and Kerrigan. Between Magra and Kerrigan last episode, when she was like, Kerrigan, I used to change your diapers.
Yeah.
She's known this guy since he was a baby. She was probably his babysitter. So there's definitely a connection there. Yeah. And I think it's going to solidify we have to defeat these people. Yep. I don't think it's going to turn Harlan against her.
It is interesting that, you guys mentioned that this could be the catalyst that gets Harlan on board with going to war with Travantes. Because he wants revenge for his brother. Mm-hmm. There's also the idea that this is another fake out where, Ido Voss found like the face of someone who looked like Kerrigan.
I don't know. That's a lot.
It is. I'm not putting it past it, but it could be one of those gotcha moments where like, Kerrigan's alive. What?
Evil twin?
Well,
like
did they show?
I'm not buying that.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. I would have to see a lot more evidence to support that. But did they show how he knew it was his brother?
Well, he took the head out of the bag and he felt the face, but we never got a good look at the face.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's just to hide a bad, prosthetic head.
Well, yeah, you don't want to have that front and center. Unless
honestly, if that's the route that they're taking, I'm going to call like shenanigans on that. Yeah, that's weak.
He's not actually dead.
There's no doubt that it's his brother.
Yeah, I took it too.
They could have sent a note saying, we killed your brother.
Well, they did.
They sent his head.
They did.
No, but I'm saying they could have just sent a note and like a bloody thumb or something so that you couldn't identify him. They sent his head.
There was a knot rope attached to his head.
Well, amateurs. I can get you a thumb. I can get you a thumb by 3:00 this afternoon.
Yeah. You don't want to know how,
but Walter. All right. What happens next?
All right. So in the final scene, elsewhere in the castle, Queen Kane visits Kofun with a bottle of Jesus juice and gets our intrepid-sighted friend nice and liquored up before praying with him. And when I say pray, I mean Queen Kane-style praying that involves a lot of hand stuff and ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Kofun, who's never been with a girl before, finds the joy of religion as the cocaine relationship is officially consummated.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah. Aunt Handy.
Well, that threw me off my game. Aunt Handy.
That's her new name.
Aunt Handy.
Aunt Handy.
That's it.
This was so disappointed.
I know.
In tofu. I was like
the minute she showed that bottle of wine, I was like, oh, I know where this is going.
I was in denial. I was literally in denial the whole time. I'm like, no, please don't do this. Oh, nope, there's the bells. Fuck. It's just awful.
Well, it's funny because at the end of our last recap episode, we talked about oh, she's going to teach him how to pray.
Yeah.
Next episode.
He's praying.
That's exactly what happened.
It was just so awkwardly gross. And also like a hand job. That's really what he's going to freaking lay it all down for.
Yeah.
He's not going to aim a little higher than that.
Yeah, come on, man.
Come on, bro.
Some people give really good hand jobs.
She's got bracelets on her, rings on her fingers. You know how scratchy that would be?
Spikes in her arms.
And they didn't use any lube. She went.
She licked her palm.
Did she do the?
Oh, that's so gross.
Oh, she did. She went. And went down. It was like. God damn it!
Damn it, tofu.
And Archie had to do the thing that Sylvia did in the first season, where the camera's just on him
while he's orgasming.
Oh no! You see her in the background. She's just she's just getting down back there, man. But it was just like at least put your mouth on it or something.
And
come on,
she licked her palm.
She had to pray.
Same thing.
She had to say the words.
She wasn't praying. She was
it's so
just
bad.
Jerking it, man.
And that scene where Kofun just leans back, he's just like,
oh.
This is the greatest moment of my life.
Why did it have to be with my aunt?
You can't think like that, dude. Just go with it.
So
let this happen.
It's so nasty, man.
It's so gross.
I'm still not sure if I'm gonna make an alliance with you, but we'll talk about it after.
I have to say though, I will give again, because we have nothing against the actor. It seems like the way that they show their best acting is like, we're gonna have you full screen, just like give it, like that's gonna be the full, like people are gonna be watching this on their 75-inch TVs, bro. Are you ready for that? Mm-hmm. That's gonna be your acting career right here. They did it with Sylvia last year with the opening scene. They did it with this guy.
Kofun's about to become a priest.
Kofun's going to become very devout.
He's going to be praying with everyone.
Yeah. What happens when Baba Voss finds out about this?
Oh, God.
So disappointed in you, son.
Oh, my God, dude.
You're doing... But, like, I get it.
Yeah. He's like, oh, a handy? Yeah.
Handy from your auntie.
Yeah.
Wait till you slip her some bits.
Yeah. It works.
Your mom gives good hand.
Aunt Handy? Aunt Handy. A handy from your auntie? Yeah.
So disgusting.
Hashtag Aunt Handy.
Oh,
let's do it.
Please no.
Is it really incest if there's like no penetration?
It's weird.
It's still weird. Really weird, bro.
I guess it would fall under molestation.
I have to, because these characters, like we talked about Hanoa last episode or two ago, like how she plays like a younger character really well, even though the actress is much older. Mm. Like I forget sometimes that they're only 17.
Yeah.
Like that kind of gets lost because, but you think about it, it's been 17 years since they were born. They're teenagers still. They're still freaking.
Yeah, and Kofun's never known a woman.
Yeah, so. Not one that wasn't in a Alchemy tribe.
Not one that had thick blood.
It's basic genetics.
Basic genetics.
Yeah, I have to remind myself, like they're not the sharpest tools in the shed. He got played, but I was so frustrated because I was like, he should know better.
Well, now he's full cocaine.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, like he's in.
Like he's in with her.
You've never betrayed your family for a hand job before.
It's just weird.
I was just so disappointed because I was like, oh, he's self-aware. He knows he needs training. He's going to Toad. He's talking to his father. I'm like, oh, they're building his character. And then they went up and then they just like, nope, he's freaking.
Yeah,
that's exactly how I felt. Happen.
It's like he's smartening up. He's learning and he's dumb again.
Yep.
God dang it.
It's very frustrating.
Kofun he can die at this point. I don't care.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really feel
red wedding his ass. It's fine.
I really feel like the writers just don't know what to do with his character because he out of all the characters in the show, he's the most uneven. It's like they take him in one direction, they take him in a different direction, and they just keep flip-flopping with him. And I don't know, like I believe they have a plan for him. But it's such an unsatisfying plan so far because they undercut his character with every episode that they make with him.
I just like his character. They just boots him off and let's be done with it.
Also, remember when he was getting his haircut with Hanoa and he's like, you trusted Julian Morel, you trusted Boots. I was half expecting to say like, yeah, whatever happened to Boots?
Right. No one has mentioned Boots at all.
So this show literally just cut the fat.
They want us to forget about it.
Forget about that guy. Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's in the past.
I'm really expecting something crazy big to happen at the end of this season.
Yeah.
And having somebody like Ito coming in and just fucking cutting Tofu's head off to send us in the next season would be pretty epic. I could totally see him doing something like that.
I think Kofun's in it for the long run.
But I would like to see that. Well, yeah, we thought Ned Stark was in it for the long run too.
Ooh.
And so who knows?
Tofu is not.
I don't know. I wonder if the showrunners have the cojones to pull something like that.
To pull some what is it?
Let's kill a real character, not some bullshit Jorah Morel or Boots.
Well, Jorah Morel is a pretty substantial character in the first season.
Yeah, but we all hated him.
Yeah, I know. But
we all hate Kofun.
Kill somebody substantial. Give us something to talk about between seasons.
Oh, if the season finale is like the death of some major.
That's what I was
character.
just saying. Yeah. That would be a cool way.
That would be an epic way to end it.
To end the season.
When Ned Stark died, was that the end of a season? Mm-hmm. It was season what, 2?
Season one.
That was season 1?
Yeah.
It's been a while since I watched that show. Wow.
Anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
All right. So,
very disappointed. Again, I'm going to say this for like the 4th time.
Good episode, but Tofu sucks.
Nothing against the actor. He does a fine job. He's working with what they're giving him. Mm-hmm. But god damn it, do I hate that character.
So before we get to Jude's fashion report, I really want more David Hewlett in this show.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see what's happening at the House of Enlightenment.
Yeah.
And this is like the third episode in a row where like no action has occurred. It's like just straight up people walking, people talking. There's nothing wrong with that because they're setting up a lot of stuff. They're putting the pieces in place. And I'm sure the season finale is going to be like epic.
Yeah.
I appreciate that they are incorporating setup with like humor also. So it's not all just like exposition and here's what's happening. We're setting it up. Bear with us. Like they're actually making it really fun to watch.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, I mean, there's the parts of the trailers that we've watched for season 2 that we haven't seen yet, which are like big time battles. Baba gets the Japanese armor. Like it's going in a good direction. So I know they probably put that in the trailer for a reason because they're like, hey, hang in there for a little bit because we're going to set some things up.
Yeah. And I think the next episode with the peace talks is probably going to kick things off because, so this was episode 5. After episode 6, we have the penultimate episode.
I knew he was going to say that. Drink.
And then the season finale, you know. So
am I the only one who drank after that?
I don't have anything.
Every time he says penultimate, we have to drink.
I have a little bit of tea.
Damn it, Jude. I'll drink for all 3 of
He
them.
hasn't said it in a while, so I forgot about
I wasn't
the game.
prepared.
You guys don't pay attention to our own show.
all right. So Jude,
Yes.
let's hear your fashion report.
All right. Well, taking a trip over to Cervantes, it's Virgin Steel season, and everybody's getting new battle accessories. Ito unveils his line of newly forged weapons and has a special ribbed for her pleasure one just for Ren, who's being sent to the peace talks in Ito's place. Back at Pensa, the royal family gathers around the fire pit in their royal comfies for wine and slut-shaming, while the witchfinders gather around the pissing pole in winter wear for a game of Guess Who. Speaking of Guess Who, somebody's got a new do. Hanawa and Kofun compare I Met Someone stories during their beauty day. Kofun emerges a few braids lighter and top knot taller, while sadly, Kerrigan returns from his secret mission with a bold, shorter cut of his own. And finally, the Queen. Keeping a perfect balance between seductive and saintly, she slinks up to Kofun in her Melisandre dress, offering wine and a fervent prayer sesh. And this has been the C Fashion Report, reminding you that you're still a vision, even if they can't see you. Chet Chet.
Well done, Jude. All right, guys, that is our review for episode 5, The Dinner Party. I had a great time with this episode. It was a roller coaster ride, very highs and lows for me, especially with one particular character. But if you have been watching the show and if you like what we do here, comment below, let us know what you think of this episode, and don't forget to subscribe, share the video with your friends and everything like that. And if you really love what we do here and you want to see even more of it, go to saltynerdclub.com, join our Patreon membership. There you will get access to 4 exclusive episodes every single month, along with, we're doing Apple TV's Foundation. That's going to be members only as well. You get Discord access where you can join the community and chat about the movies that we talk about and a bunch of other topics. We have a ton of fun in the Discord server. And what else do we got? We got a ton of stuff. Oh, well, backlog, a 2-year backlog of content for you guys to go through and see some of our funniest stuff that didn't or couldn't make it to the show. That's a better way of putting it.
Lots of fun stuff.
Lots of fun stuff out there. All right, Mr. Vader, where can they find you on the socials?
You can find me at MattVader74 on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
All the places.
The places, yes.
Right on. And Jude, where can they find you at?
You can find me at I am Jude Juju on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
And Matthew Kadish.
You can find me at Matthew Kadish, Kadish, on Twitter, and kadishbooks.com will take you to my Amazon page. And also, we have a Facebook group. So if you're on Facebook, just do a search for The Salty Nerd and come join the group. And we have a lot of good discussion going on over there as well.
I always forget about Facebook, but we're expanding. We're growing. All right, guys, you can catch me on our Discord app. Go to saltynerddiscord.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe and send this to the internet. Send it around. Get it out there. Get the word out on the Salty Nerds. We like having a ton of fun, and we like communicating with you guys. I can't talk right now because I'm a little buzzed. I'm going to head out. Thank you guys very much for joining us. And as always, stay salty, my friends. Chet, chet.
Chet, chet,
Chet,
chet,
chet,
chet.
chet.